Welcome back to Dylan of Age of Wonders 4. We're going to be Dragon Deez Nutz. Yeah, silly joke, but the dragon's name is just Deez Nutz. Why not? Now, Age of Wonders 4 player count has gone down enormously from a peak of 42,000 down to an awful amount of 1,000 today. So it's not doing too hot. I think that has to do mainly with the issues that the AI have and basically just how the game itself goes in a lot of ways. Like, giving the player a whole lot of choices actually means that there's often a singular route that has a very good outcome almost every single time. That's kind of like the issue with humankind as well. But the Watcher update came out recently, so I wanted to go ahead and give Age of Wonders 4 another shot, as well as some other little updates that made some changes. And this is the Dragon Dawn DLC, so we're playing a Dragon Lord. We're a Lizardfolk with Poisonous, which means that we have +2 blight resistance, and our melee attackers have a 30% chance of getting poisoned. We have underground adaptions. This is the first time I'm actually going to be living underground. And the underground has been updated quite a bit with the Watcher update to be more interesting. A lot of people on the forums still say it's not quite enough, but they have made improvements, so I'd like to give it a shot. We're Industrious because I absolutely love Industrious, and I think it's going to vibe well with our Dragon Lord, who gets extra resources from having extra hero items in his hoard. We're also artifact hoarders, which means that we get not only gold from the hero items in our hoard, but mana as well. And runesmiths to make our shield units and polearm units have +1 rank, and our unit enchantments cheaper, and knowledge research for unit enchantments cheaper as well. So we're going to start with bolstering enchant to give our units +20 temporary hit points and bolster defense, and rock blast to deal 30 physical damage to enemy target units. Industrious has also had some very nice little updates to some of their units as well, making them better. So Industrious is a little more even with other cultures in the opinion of other people. In my personal opinion, most of the Industrious culture was pretty good, but if they want to buff it, I'm cool with that. So what shall we go for on Arcane Research? I'm kind of thinking Earthkin is the way to go. Getting the minor race transformation to get +1 defense on all of our units is going to be pretty effective in my opinion. As well as rock camouflage to allow us to hide on rocky terrain, although again, I believe camouflage does not work with the AI. Some people say it does work against the AI. I don't really think so. And rock walk. So let's go with Earthkin. Now, knowledge and research has been slowed down quite a bit in the Watcher update. I'm personally alright with that. The game progressed really rapidly before. They also updated the victory conditions, specifically the magic victory condition. So now in order to do the magic victory, you have to bind a certain number of gold ancient wonders with a spell, which is unlocked when you get a tier 3 tomb. And once you've got enough, and you also have the tier 5 tomb unlocked, you can do the magic victory of that tomb's affinity. Now, I'm pretty sure that the AI will never actually be able to successfully do a magic victory right now. I don't think they're geared to take enough ancient wonders, and they're probably just too incompetent, honestly. Like, the AI has been updated, but the major AI update has not yet come. So chances are I don't really see the AI ever having a victory anymore. Nor do I really see the AI achieving a military victory at any point in time, or a expansion victory either. But maybe they can, who knows. I am playing on Brutal, which is the hardest difficulty. Supposedly the spam from all of the units has been reduced a little bit. The area won't generate quite so many troops. But I'm looking forward to playing this out. I might play it to the end, I might not. We'll just see. We'll see how it goes. For Gauntlet, what would we like to work on next? Well, they have reduced your incomes of gold and mana, so you shouldn't have an overflowing amount now. But as always, I kind of think that getting more population faster is always the way to go. So I'm leaning towards a workstead for +5 food and production. So I think that we should go with a workstead first, and then we should go with building probably another pioneer immediately, just because of the Industrious bonuses to searching provinces and getting special items and whatnot. And of course, this being Brutal, there's already a tier 3 unit in the neutrals jack right here. We'll go ahead and we'll take them on. I probably won't be showing all of the battles, but I'll go ahead and I'll show the Dragon Lord in battle a little bit. I think the dragons are pretty cool. I haven't gotten to use them yet, but I want to see it in person. This is a very interesting environment here, little mushroom forest. Now our Dragon Lord does focus on physical damage, so it's not a dragon that does fire, which would be chaos affinity. We've gone hardcore into materium affinity, so we have 7 materium points at the moment. I'm thinking in this case because of the Awakener's ability to just nuke our units. Now our best choice is probably going to be to spread out like this and then let them come to us. I don't think much has changed about the battle mechanics other than the summons being altered slightly. If I remember right, the summons have it's either a much shorter time limit or a time limit period. We already have a wand of inversion, interesting. That wand allows us to flip negative status effects into a random positive status effect. None of our melee units are within range, and we cannot strike them with our ranger unit. Kind of thinking our best bet here might be to just go ahead, push hard into them, and then nuke them with our lesser dragon breath for some pretty decent damage. Yeah, let's go ahead, let's do that. And destroy all the cover too, nice. Inflicted bleeding on the scout. Did actually get a retaliation strike, it's interesting. Let's push in on the sides, make sure that we're spread out and we don't get attacked or nuked by the nuke. I'm thinking I might actually want to do some physical damage to this Awakener. It's pretty damn good defense though. He's got 61% reduction. Even if we hit him now, it probably won't kill one of the units. So I don't think it makes a lot of sense in this case, especially not to spend the mana. We're not a Wizard King. We don't get a whole lot of extra casting points either. There's the bomb and a defense mode, huh? I think in this case it's going to be a good idea to cast Bolstering Chant onto our Dragon Lord and give him some extra health and defense as well. He's been stunned actually by that warrior. Let's push in. Let's consider taunting the warrior with our shield unit, our anvil guard. It's been a while since I used Industrious units. And then we'll push in on the back side as well and get some hits onto the Awakener. Sadly, we won't be able to actually kill a unit model. Awakener's already blown his ability, so let's push in right here. Pretty decent odds of hitting the Awakener, but not amazing odds. If I push to here, I have even better odds, so let's do that instead. Get behind him, flank him too, and finally kill a unit model. Yes, we have a scout that I keep forgetting about, but it's not that useful. Pioneer. Push him up anyway, and we'll call that good. They're getting some minor little hits in, nothing too major, thankfully. But the Awakener might do some damage here in a second. No, the Awakener went into defense mode actually, okay. I'm cool with that, I'll hit you repeatedly then. Should actually speed up the movement. It's been way too long since I've played this game. I do like the game, I think it's good. Let's overdraw a crossbow this guy, probably. I like Age of Wonders 4, I do think that it could definitely use some more work. It's kind of like Victoria 3 in that the foundations of the game are really here, but it's kind of missing something, I guess you could say. Let's finish off this warrior from behind with our Dragon Lord. There we go. Let's do some more damage to this Awakener. His unit model is reduced down to just 1 unit, so it should be pretty easy to take care of him. Decent shots on the scout, but let's push closer. Cannot be used in enemy zone of control, so we can use it behind him though. Still 50%. Alright, got him. And we could call it good, or we could nuke him with a rock. I don't see the point in wasting more mana though. Did he just eat that? Yeah, he's a corpse eater. So somebody on the map is a corpse eater that is a dwarf. Yeah, very interesting. A high dwarf corpse eater. That must be evil. Let's get him from behind. And finish with a Dragon Lord, why not? And we got some more production to help finish off our farmstead. I do definitely like the addition of the HP heal marker on the army. It was such a pain to actually have to go in here and then hover over the hit points to see the total health regeneration. That's a major upgrade. If you got the time, go ahead and take a look through the Watcher Update patch notes. I'm considering making a little video about it, but at the same time, like, there's other videos that have been made already, you know? So I'm not sure how much my video really contributes. They've also changed things like Weaver. So Weaver refreshes all your ability cooldowns and once per combat abilities, but you immediately enter defense mode, which ends your turn. So you can no longer, say, summon a unit Weaver and then summon another unit, which I think you could do that before. It was pretty powerful. Oh, we got a whole set of Dragon Lord abilities, so it's going to be hard to choose between the Dragon Lord abilities and, say, Battle Magic. But we should probably just focus on Dragon abilities for our Dragon Lord. So we could get health, we could get defense and resistance, we could get true sight and vision. Tail swipe might not be a bad idea, attacks 3 adjacent units and removes a defense mode and retaliation attack. Draconic health might be the way to go, but getting more defense and resistance would be pretty nice too, to actually increase our health indirectly. We can get Ancient Governor, which gives the city that we govern, our capital of course, plus 10 knowledge, city stability, and fortification health. We could get Comet Dragon Breath, all units in a 1 hex radius, or Hone, or Line, as well as Exhilarating Roar, Strengthen, and Hasten units. They've actually reduced the number of stacks of these that you can give to some units. I think Fortune has been reduced to like stacking 2 or 3. It's also good that they actually say here that Strengthen counter is weakened. Quickened Breath is reducing the cooldown of the breath attack. Terrifying Gorging gives a 90% chance of consuming the target 1, 2, or 3 enemy unit. Wow. You can eat them? Huh. And if they resist being eaten, it deals 30 physical damage. That's pretty cool. And then Materium Aura. At the end of each turn, adjacent friendly units gain 2 bolstered defense. And adjacent enemy units gain 2 sundered defense. Well, we definitely want to give a look at Terrifying Gorging. I think Tail Swipe is a pretty good choice here. However, if we're going to be sending our dragon into direct conflict, we might want to go ahead and just focus on some straight up health. That's probably worth more than getting defense and resistance overall. Right now we're at 34% reduction. We might be able to get up to 50% reduction for defense at least. Yeah, let's go for dragon scales. That brings us up to 47% and 52% from blight, 41% from everything else for resistance. I think it's a pretty good choice. That's better than probably a 15% increase. We went from like 34% to 50% for damage reduction. Yeah, they're probably similar. Oh, and it's actually highlighting that you can prospect the province now. I wonder if it still ends your turn. Let's find out. Indeed it does. We got some production to finish off the farmstead, so now we can build something else, but we only have 40 gold on hand. So we can't really produce much else. We'll just go ahead and leave it to produce some merchandise. I really love how tall you can build as an industrious civilization. There's something down southwest. It is a spider with some young caustic worms. Super easy to deal with. Let's go take them out on the next turn. And that's it for turn 1. I also really like how you have vision on both sides of these underground passages now. You don't have to send a unit through and potentially get the unit killed. You can also expand your cities through the underground passages. And when you do excavations, you don't actually spawn units that come after your units. Well, armies that come after your units. You can only spawn like neutral things that are standing in place. Which means that you're actually kind of incentivized now to excavate, whereas before, there's a pretty damn good chance that you would get like swatted basically. But yeah, we're going to continue doing some prospecting. Got even more production, which may be a bad thing in this case. Might want to go with maybe even a vendor, actually. Ooh, or maybe a grand mill for extra food income. I do believe the underground is notable for having less food income in general. Like, there aren't any sheep down here to get extra food from. We might be able to expand through the underground passage to go above ground, which I'll probably be doing in not too long. I think a workshop is probably going to be the best choice here. We can roll out more pioneers faster and get some more buildings rolling quicker. Looks like the production did go into the workshop. Thankfully, it didn't get converted immediately into gold. We might want to rush the pioneer. Nah, it's too expensive, sadly. We're going to go ahead and just swat this little stack super easily. Probably don't even need to display any of this. It'll be basic. We actually sustained a fair bit of damage in that fight, surprisingly. But we did get a wand of blizzards now. So units at 1 hex radius sustain damage, 90% chance of being slowed, some gold. Let's actually check out the hero items that we have available. We'll give the one to our hero. Let's see what else we may or may not have. We also have a Helm of the Warrior that our Dragon Lord cannot use. That's alright. We probably need to go ahead and actually pull back and heal our units quite a bit here. I do believe in this case it's going to be a good choice to attract population and then grab ourselves maybe some gold production? It wouldn't be a terrible idea. We're going to be getting more production and other things from our scouting units after all. It sounds like there's another dragon over here somewhere. Yeah, let's grab the gold mine. That'll allow us to rush pioneers as well. And of course we got some more production from that tile. Go ahead and pull our Dragon Lord possibly all the way back. Without excavation we can't go anywhere else. And to get excavation... Oh, we actually start with excavation, I think. Is it because we start with underground adaptation? Yes, we start with excavation because we were underground adapted. Alright. We do need to heal though, so let's push over to here. Maybe we can... How does that work exactly? We must be adjacent to an excavatable province. Well, so this is rock. We can't excavate that. Okay. No big deal. This is a pretty claustrophobic area. Most of this area is rock up here in the northwest. Some of this can be excavated. Not a whole lot of it. People do say that the underground is still quite claustrophobic, which I can see that. I want to go ahead and I want to rush this pioneer as soon as possible. Get another pioneer rolling ASAP. And then I think I want to go for a vendor for more gold income, so let's do that. And then we'll push this pioneer southwest to excavate these lands. We'll prospect and then we'll excavate here. Push southwest. What did we just get out of that? Was that production or was that gold? I can't remember. I was not paying enough attention. But yeah, I definitely enjoy the game. I do think that it probably deserves a better player count. I think it'll get there once the AI issues in particular get resolved. If they get resolved, who knows? Ah, more production. Always wonderful. I wonder if they actually removed getting hero items from prospecting, because they used to get hero items. We should leave these units here to heal. Let's actually prospect using the pioneer here. See what's going on underneath. Or excavate using the pioneer. Can I do that with you as well? I can. So now that we have the vendor and gauntlet, next I think that we kind of have to go for a grand mill. I'm not too worried about research at the moment. Our units are pretty capable as is, but I think that we really need to spread out as much as we can. We're also going to need to focus on building a second and third city pretty much ASAP. You're very, very incentivized to spread out in this game. Yeah, let's go for a grand mill next. We cannot rush the pioneer, right? Nope, not enough gold on hand. And it is looking like there won't be enough room under here for a second city. I'm very doubtful of that. So I am thinking of immediately going above ground to look for a potential second city site. Let's take a look at our development skills. We got access to the military engineering, so outpost costs 25% less gold and take 1 less turn to build and start with a work camp. We might pick that up. Possibly in the next turn. Let's go ahead and let's head above ground with our units here. And we immediately meet Gallant Rampart. Sure, we'll engage in conversation with these guys, why not? They're quite close by. We have poor relations with them because they are astral and we are materium. We have 1 Whispering Stone. Let's go ahead and give that to them. That's right, I could have given the Whispering Stone to my capital, but I don't think it ever makes much sense. It's very rare that you ever have it in place long enough for it to make a difference. There's a hidden garden here that we can clear in not too long. I don't want to do it right now though. I'm not sure I can do it without a full stack. But there's some mana here. Let's see if we can take a look around the map. We're actually kind of in the center. There's also a bunch of mountains to prospect, which looks very tasty. This is a high risk battle, so we don't want to take that battle. Let's head maybe northwest. This area looks pretty open, as well as the area northwest, but there's also a watchtower up here that we could go to that can give us some pretty decent vision. As well as something over here that might be of interest, but let's head northwest along the road. And there's some knowledge guarded by a pretty decent stack. That would be a pretty risky battle indeed. transmuter, so this guy can do petrify. Thanks so much for watching Dealing With It. If you enjoyed the video, leaving a like would really help the video to reach other people that might also enjoy the video. If you'd like to see more, you can always subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.